Okay, today we are talking about how to use affirmations the right way. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Welcome to this documentary series. I sure hope that you're enjoying this. Today we're talking about how to use affirmations the right way. I gotta tell you, I don't know if I'm doing it the right way, but I certainly know how to do it the wrong way. And let me share with you some of the things that I have done. And I think that you do, I think that we all do, is we tell ourselves over and over again these negative stories about ourselves that are really bad, that are not helpful. And by saying bad, that's not a moral judgment. It's, that we tell ourselves these things that are not true and we repeat them over and over again. Things like, oh, I'm so dumb, or I'm stupid, or I'm fat, or I'll never succeed, or things like that. We tell ourselves over and over again, and those are actually affirmations. Now, the interesting thing that I think I found and that we're exploring on this documentary series is I think that when our subconscious mind hears us repeat these stories over and over and over again, our subconscious mind believes that it's true. And then it works to manifest this on the outside. Isn't that crazy? I think that we are more powerful than we think we are. I think we have divine DNA, and that in being creators, as our Father in heaven is, I think we actually create a lot of the negative that goes on in our lives because we are affirming to our mind over and over again these things. It'll never work out for me, I'm never gonna find a great relationship, I'll never be successful. Whatever you are telling yourself through these affirmations and this negative self-talk, that may actually be what your problem is, that you are creating these things, first of all, by the stories that you tell yourself in your mind, and then your mind, through the powers of the universe and all the intelligences out there, actually will manifest that and make that true. Isn't that amazing? Kind of crazy to think that, but I think it's true. So what I'm doing in this series is I'm looking at all the evidences that show that we are actual creators and that we can create great things in our lives, and sometimes we create the problems. One of the things I want to talk about is how to get rid of negative self-talk. Now, if you're like me, you beat yourself up all the time. This is something that I would do all the time, and in fact I do it in front of the camera. I start out and I say it wrong and I stumble over my words and I beat myself up and over and over again. How helpful is that, right? Okay, so if we can catch ourselves with our negative self-talk and change that and spin that around to something that's going to be more positive, more constructive for us, it's going to work out a lot better. So what I want you to do, well, what I recommend you to do, this whole series is not anything of a should, that you should do this or should do that or anything. It is simply a way of presenting some possibilities that maybe you could try out. And if you try it out and find out that it's successful for you, I hope you come back and leave some comments so that other people will be encouraged to try these things out too. So one of the things that you can do is to list out. When we are creating positive affirmations, we list out exactly what we want. And you list it out as to, I'm told that you put it in the present tense, or that it is something that has already happened. I am successful, I am brave, I am confident, I am a millionaire, I have fantastic relationships. Whatever you want to put in your affirmations, you put it as if it's already accomplished. This is doing it with an eye of faith. Then what you do is you look at your list over and over again and you repeat these each day. You look at your list and you'll figure out Anyway, you say it to yourself over and over again. I like to say mine out loud. I'm still a little self-conscious about these affirmations, and so a lot of times I will go somewhere where it's quiet, nobody else is around, but I will read them out loud so that I can hear it, so that my subconscious can hear it, because I want to train myself to hearing that and believing that. Hopefully that's a good suggestion for you. List out exactly what you want and then repeat those so that you can hear yourself and you can start believing it, because absolutely what you believe matters. Okay, now the third step, and this is something really cool that I discovered when I interviewed a guy on my Men of Purpose Summit that we did earlier this year. He gave a suggestion for when we have that negative chatter in our heads. How to change that, how to shift that. So what he does is, first of all, he recognizes that he is telling himself a negative story. And then he will repeat that story to himself, kind of in a way to not really make fun of it, but to add clarity that this is a story and my subconscious mind, or my doubtful self, is trying to sabotage me. And so he will very clearly say that too, where, well, my negative self-talk tells me I'm gonna stammer and stutter and I'm not going to be successful at this, or my negative self-talk tells me I'm going to miss that shot, or my negative self-talk tells me I'm not going to get that job. You know, whatever is going on in your life, you just kind of state it very clearly about what your negative self-talk is telling you, or what it's trying to do. It's trying to get me to play small. It's trying to have me be less than who I truly am. And then he will shift that. And then he will say, my positive self-talk tells me, and he will say kind of one of his affirmations that he's come up with. My positive self-talk tells me I am confident. My positive self-talk tells me that I am brave, that I'm fearless, whatever you have in there. And the other thing that he does is he uses kind of a physical manifestation. So when he talks to youth, he has them touch their head. And he has them touch one side, so my negative self-talk tells me I really can't do this. And then when he goes to the powerful side, he goes, my powerful self-talk tells me, and he touches his head over there. One way to kind of shift that is I use my hands and I just touch the palms of my hands. So I can do it quietly without anybody seeing, and I can just kind of go through this exercise myself as to what I'm thinking right now and what I would like to think, and how to get into a positive mindset, a constructive mindset, one that's going to help me to actually accomplish the things that I want. Now, the last tip that I will share with you on this episode is I want you to watch your words. The words I am are so powerful. If you look back in scriptural times, back in the Old Testament, I am was the name of God. I am is the name of you too. You are one of his children. And so you have his powers within you. So be really careful when you tell yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I'm foolish, or I'm so clumsy, or I am. Those are powerful statements. And when your subconscious hears these powerful statements in the name of God, it's going to repeat those, and it's going to work to manifest those to make them true. So be very careful. Anything you say, I am, make sure it is powerful. Make sure it is constructive. Make sure it is the kind of person that you would like to be. And find those, make those I am statements and use those in your positive affirmations. So I hope that kind of gives you a few ideas. These are some things I've discovered from trial and error, from fantastic people who have come before, who have given us these ideas. Try it out. See how these will help you in what you'd like to create in your life. I hope this stirred some questions in your soul. Are you more connected to higher power than you think? Do you have divine DNA? Let's keep asking questions. Click on my face to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.